Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's career mode. We're on episode 27. It's the Volta Valenciana stage 1. It's the only stage that I'm going to cover. It's not a sponsor objective. It's not a big race. And we are into territory that we haven't seen before regarding this team. Now, if you haven't noticed, we have a very large squad. And therefore, unlike normal, I usually would never do this until I hit World Tour status. But we have 3 races. So we have 3 races going on at the same time. And that means we're really getting down to, B and C squad kind of status. We have really just one quality rider for this one who's not there yet, and that's Kyokovchi. But if you watched that previous episode about a week ago, I was quite awful in my first ever team time trial. Back off some. We got through that first climb, and you could see, a lot of fatigue in the legs. Luko is just about okay. Kyokovchi is just about okay, and Isakov is okay, but the rest of the group is not. And if that was an 85, really, we're not that far off, so maybe we can push about an 82. We'll see how the 82 goes. That was also after one of the climbs for the day, so maybe we can keep up a bit of tempo. Well, anyway, if you also saw my time trial tutorial a few days later, you would also note that I figured out team time trialing by now. And that was because after the failure that last time, I went and practiced. I did individual one-off races on varying team time trial setups, terrains, short, long, flat, punchy, equal riders versus riders that are totally off from one another, good riders, bad riders, anything, everything. And I did a good 25 practice runs in the team time trial. And by the end of that, was feeling pretty dang good. Here we are now in a lengthy, it's like 37K, so it's not the longest, but it's up there. And we need 5 riders. All of this comes down to 5 riders and then whoever your team leader is. And for this, Kyokovchi is the best climber. He's okay. So there's 1, 2, 3. Gonzalez Albiel 4. Isakov 5. We do have 5 riders right now that are in okay shape, which means we can push the overall up a little bit higher. Now, in terms of time that they're putting in on their turns, doing that based on kind of quality, and it looks like Luko could actually spend even longer on the front. He's got quite a bit of energy. The only thing about him pushing hard when Luko's on the front is everybody else has to pull really hard. Now, we are first at the first time check, but that's because we're also the first team out on course. So until we actually start getting some other teams across the line, we won't know where that compares to everybody else. But 27:03 for the first and only time check along the way is where we stand, and we are ahead of Euskadi, so that's good. So far so good on that front, and we've got quite a bit of pace left actually for these guys after this little downhill section that we just went through, and we have another one coming up in just a moment. So I think it's time that we start pushing this on a little bit harder. And let's see, Luko obviously is in great shape. I can get Luko to go both longer and harder on the front. Razanalkus is hanging in there, but I don't want to push too hard with him. Kyokovchi can go a little bit longer. I think we could get to that point where some of these guys, weaker guys, aren't going to take turns. Like Kovaleski, Kovaleski, gotta remember that, can hang on to the back. Yurcevic, I think they're done as well. Isakov can definitely push harder. We're going to up the tempo kind of the rest of the way and see if we can get the most out of our time. Gonzalez, LBL would be a good time trialist, but he's on a terrible, terrible race day condition. I'm going to have him push harder. He's a 73 mountain, though. Okay, Kyokovchi taking the turn on the front. Inside 5 kilometers to go. We are not first place anymore. In fact, we've slipped all the way to 4th, so we're only beating one team. We're not good in the time trial, and Only two guys here are okay, and one of them has a big, nasty race day condition. The others are generally okay. It's really time. 2K to go. Actually, 2K to go. 92. I know a 92 is just sustainable over a short stretch. There you go. Cross the line. Will we move up the order? Right now, we are still 7th out of 8. We haven't seen anybody else yet coming across that line, but we did make good time at the end. It does look like I could have gone harder throughout, and I did start fairly hard. Started to back off into that conservative survival mode. Are we moving up the order? Well, the Euskadi advantage went up a lot. Team DSM, who were chasing 2 seconds ahead of Lotto Sudal. How far behind Lotto Sudal were we? Half a minute. So we really did pick up some ground there at the end. 10th out of 12, and now 3rd out of 5. So we've already gotten ahead of 2 teams where we were only ahead of 2 teams. Make that 3. Adam General behind. So yes, we worked it well, and it does appear that we could have gotten even more out of that. I mean, those 2 guys didn't even get dropped. We had a little bit more at the end there. Team time trials are so hard to judge, and it takes a lot of practice even after 25, almost 30 goes now. Still getting there on it. Still getting there. Have some ground left to cover. But we are very much in the middle of the pack. Jumbo Visma is 3:11 behind. We have a full 2-minute advantage over Jumbo Visma. And this is not development team. That is Jumbo Visma. Obviously, they're not going to bring their A team to Valenciana, but EF Education's at the top. Ineos, DSM, Bahrain Victorious. I mean, there's your World Tour teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're just behind that. So, yeah, it's not a great time. 15, but Arkea Samsic, Iolo behind us, Cofidis. It could be way worse than it is, and I'm okay with our position. Again, I think we could have eked out another 20 seconds with this group, though, if we would have really just not backed off for that one little stretch where I was worried that we were actually going too hard, and it turns out it was the opposite. We were doing things just about right at that. Okay, well, we do get bumped out of the top 10, but only just Caja Rural. Team DSM still hung on, so that is your mark. So the 106 we had is the 106. Caja Rural was at 57, so that's just beyond the top 10. I'll take it. It's a good result for a team that for our C team, or I'd say more like a B- team. It was the 3rd selection, but there's a couple good riders in it. All right, so we're into the race that actually matters for this episode. We're going to just cover 2 stages of it. And in those 2 stages, I have a bold strategy. This is a sprint race. And because some of the best sprinters, Caleb Ewan, etc., are here, I just do not have the quality necessary with Uribe, who's still our best sprinter at this point. Oh, floating blocks. I do not have the quality to beat the best sprinters. We're not going to get top 3s. We may get 1. And therefore, with a bunch of sprint stages, we honestly just stand to lose a bunch of time. And so how do we gain time? Intermediate sprints is the way to do that. So I've got Eroy off the front. I got Sato off the front. Sato had almost caught these front 3 guys, but it took everything he had to finally get the Peloton to let go. The Peloton was crazy. I mean, they were chasing until a few minutes ago. Finally, they've let up. And let's go ahead and put these guys on relay together and see if we can catch up to these guys. We're 50 seconds behind. Sato isn't going to do enough. He's got a decent sprint, but you can see the 2 ahead of us, the 2 sprint points. It's climbs. You need punchiness. Sato maybe could go for the end, but we don't know if we're going to still be around at that point. This is the 2 sprint points I know we're going to be around for, and it's a big hill as we're coming back on these guys now, just 40 seconds behind. Sato, I think I need to put Sato on the front and pull for Eroya. I want Eroya to just follow behind. We're going to burn through Sato to get Eroya up there. Eroya is our good chance. He's got the punchiness. He's got the acceleration where he could beat these guys, potentially. I have no idea how fresh they are. I know that I'm not, but Sato has finally made it up here. And no, don't follow. Catch this rider. There you go. Hey, I said catch. Catch the rider. Arroyo. He's not catching them at the moment. We're going to have to go much harder here. You're a puncher. Come on, use that punch. Even if you only overtake 1 to 2 guys, you're going to get 1 to 2 seconds on this first one where we were coming from well behind. It looks like we're going to get the 1 second variety. Go ahead and back off. Go ahead and back off. You're not going to catch up to him. Save yourself for what is to come. Okay, that's 1 second gained. That is not going to put us in a top 3 overall, but it's a start. We get 3 seconds on the next one. That'll set ourselves up for something tomorrow. But it's such a hard race to actually get out there in some sort of consistent standard. These guys struggling a little bit. They're okay. 65K to go. Arroyo just kind of hanging on to the back and contributing. But down to 3. Looks like he'll get some recovery in. Also looks like we're at a decent point to go ahead and fetch water. Because we're dogs, we're going to play fetch. Okay, Sato needs to start recovering, otherwise he's going to go straight out the back.
There should be a lot more movement from now
on. There are a couple riders that are out the back already.
Set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Galvez. Go ahead and get water. Sato is starting that recovery, and the pace is not bad, so hopefully he'll be okay. Okay, so we have about a 2.5 minute gap, which is definitely long enough to keep us at the head for this next climb. And what do we have in these guys? Oh, we can absolutely beat them this time around and get the 3 seconds. Here we go. We're already coming up on it. Arroyo.
There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely will be able to
Hey, I did not say sprint. Arroyo, I did not say sprint, buddy. I don't know why you went into a sprint mode. We were just effort up. It's because he ran out of yellow bar. That's why that red bar diminished all of a sudden. Because we was tired. Very tired. But like why don't I have control here of your effort?
Just 1/3 of the race left to run. Now's
not
the time to give up watching. The breakaway is not
game was being weird. It wasn't just me. Alright, back off, recover. Sato did not get dropped. Good on him. Alright, who to protect now? Let's protect Pluto, the other lead out rider. We'll try to do the sprint. I just don't expect we'll actually succeed in any way. Arroyo, just back off, get your recovery on. Okay, we've managed 3 seconds so far. That's definitely not putting us in a high position, but it'll improve our position. Arroyo is a guy capable of grabbing some points, and tomorrow's stage is similar to this one. So hopefully we can get away a little earlier on and not expend most of our energy just trying to make it to the break. We really had to fight for that one today. You know what, Arroyo? You got a 15-second advantage. Go. 3 seconds. Yes, okay. Make that 6. Make that 6 seconds now that we have picked up. Now, you really need to recover, though. So, massive drop in effort.
They're moving along at a fair lick.
22 seconds. Who can we send up the road to try to grab some more seconds? It's going to be another puncher. Either Luxies or we go with Igashin. The better sprinter is Luxies. So, can you get up the road? It's 3 kilometers. Can you attack and go pick up 3 seconds yourself and get yourself in some sort of contention, because otherwise sprinters aren't necessarily going to be excited by this one, because it's, you know, it's 15 kilometers from the finish line. They have other things going on. In fact, we've already been joined. We're not alone. Bauhaus, Cockard have gone for it. Okay, Luxies, finish it off. Finish it off. And get 3 seconds. Okay, that's 2 guys now that have picked up some time. So we picked up 6 seconds with Arroyo. And he has recovered enough. He'll make it to the finish. We'll get Luxies back here to protect him. I do not like how far back he is. Let's try to get him back up. And get him to follow Luxies. Okay, and then it's 10K to go, so we're gonna have our hands full with this one. But what we're gonna do is,
the teammates of the main sprinters are not handing out tickets for a breakaway, so the stage will end up in a mass sprint.
Where is everybody? Arroyo on his way back up the field. He doesn't need to be at the front, and that's enough right there. Do that. Do that. Let time run for a second, because it's weird when you have it on pause sometimes. Okay, and now 5-man sprint team. 99. Uribe is still the leader. Pluto is his lead out man. Galvez is pretty dang good in that department as well. Igashin, and then Sato. Sato has recovered enough to do this. Okay, poor flat rating and a little ways behind, so let's get you up there. 5K to go already. Gels up. Okay, Sato just coming clear. We need to go max effort at this point. Galvez, we gotta find some sort of opening to get these guys out front. Oh, Igashin. Pluto, Uribe. Okay, Pluto's coming through. Uribe is just behind the UAE riders there. 1.7. Igashin, sprint. Seconds like this. But we'll get whatever kind of finish we can get out of these guys. Igashin just in the best position. That's one reason why I try to go much sooner on setting those up. Sato, that goes back to the old problem of Sato had really, really weak ratings, so he was having trouble getting out front, and then the rest of the guys were kind of having trouble navigating their way through the pack to find space. Those couple turns in there affecting our positioning. Again, that's a new 2021 thing, and I do love it. I appreciate there's way more realism in the way that the turns are actually being handled. But Ewan only manages 7th himself. Viviani, Cockard, Bauhaus, Gaviria, Merlier, Buwani. I told you we're going to have a real hard time trying to find 3 seconds. Igashin was 12th. Galvez and Pluto just behind. Gibbons was down at 16th. Matthews was 15th. Uribe was 20th. Okay, it's going to be a difficult task on the sprint, and that's why I'm going for the intermediates, trying to pick up a few seconds there. Speaking of, let's see where that puts those guys in the overall at this point. 3 stages into the race, 2 to go. Rollier leads. Arroyo has climbed into the top 10, 17 seconds. So if we can gain about 4 seconds more, we might see a top 5. So he'll need minimum 4 seconds. Obviously, the more the better. But Luxies, we picked up a few, so you never know. Stage 4, I decided to let you share the struggle that I'm having. We're already probably 20K in, and I'm repeatedly trying to break away with Arroyo and Luxies, and others seem to go off the front, like short backs here. Really good rider compared to my guys, and they don't care. But the moment either Luxies or Arroyo try to attack, you better believe they are on us immediately, which means we're not gaining the ground that we need. The next 2 sprint points are flat, so I'm thinking about maybe trying a Galvez here, and they might actually let him go. Yeah, see, nobody cares at the moment. There's no pursuit. And actually, that's way too many riders, I think. Galvez can beat some.
They really are moving.
Now they're chasing. Now it's too many.
Or it's going to start breaking up.
But that was the first response. Every time with Luxi's or Arroyo that I've tried anything, the response has been immediate. They've been all over me. And right now we might have 6 getting away. Slightly uphill for these first 2, and then of course strongly uphill for the remaining ones later on. And I would strongly go for those with my punchers given the chance. So I don't expect there to be much of a breakaway later, but if we can grab some seconds here with Galvez, who's slightly punchy and a good sprinter, you never know, he might be able to get something. That's 6 riders, and it's a minute 27 gap, so things are letting up. We want to protect Pluto as well for the end of the stage. 800 meters, but not quite the energy just yet for Galvez. Nope, here we go, here we go.
There's now more than a minute between them.
Galvez does enough to hold off over the top. Tried to not go too hard, too fast with that, knowing that we were pretty low on energy. 2 guys still off the back, but we are more than 2 minutes ahead. All right, already just 10K to the next one. Galvez has now gained 3 seconds. So Luxi's, Galvez have each gained 3. Arroyo has 6 seconds overall. Those are now our 3 guys that were going for it, because
a couple of teams have set
Uribe's just not going to get a top 3 in a sprint.
They don't have anybody in the breakaway group. The gap is widening. It's now over 2 minutes.
Okay, 3K to go. Recovery, enough for Galvez for a little bit. He's in better shape than he was last time. 2K to go. I like our position near the front right now. Pace really just lifted, and then he's sitting up and letting us go as we come up on the 1K. I think I'm going to have to attack a little early this time. Okay, now we sit up a little bit, and now we finish it off. 1 more second, that makes 4. I was hoping to catch those guys out, but it didn't work. We just did not have a lot of energy. We easily could have missed the top 3 on that. I was happy to take at least 1 second out of it. Okay, gap over the field is 4 minutes, so they've really let these guys go. I would imagine we'll be caught before the end. If not, obviously Galvez, we want to go for that big climb, and I think ultimately then that means I'm not working. I'm going to sit on their wheel, take the ride, because our real focus is back here, Arroyo in particular.
The Peloton has significantly increased its speed.
So Galvez, we're interested in recovering, and if we happen to still be there, then we'll be in better shape to claim those seconds. So yeah, I'm going to be the jerk in the break. Down to 70K, so it's just about our time for water for the day. Okay, now's a good time for that. Let's go ahead and get Sato to take care of that up here. Okay, 1 rider's still in no man's land, but he's coming back towards the Peloton, so it's just these 4, and they still have a 2.25 minute break as we approach this next one, and we're already seeing an attack from Taco Vanderhorn.
And some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack.
Oh, come on, stupid game. Now I have to attack proper. Okay, we ditch 1. I say catch the rider, and it just doesn't do it. Still 5K to go, and a big climb ahead of us. Okay. It's the gap. Gap's too much. They're definitely not going to overtake them on this one. So it's down to Galvez. Back up to 4.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps. The
Yeah,
pack
we're
is
not
increasing
that
its work
punchy.
rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Bax is better. Vanderhorn is better. And we're leaving Kolnagi behind. So we're going to get another second or two, but can we hang on? Try to follow Bax. Try to be well positioned anyway. Right now, you have Vanderhorn boxed in. That's good. Tactically, anyway. Okay, 2K to go. And we're up over the steepest part of the climb. And hanging in there. We're hanging in there. And it's a huge gap to the other guy. The other guy has gone backwards. Okay, 1.9. And look at how bad both of them are struggling. I think we could leave these guys in the dust. So Galvez, just over 1K to go, opens the gap. And we ride on towards the line. 3 more seconds. That's 7. He's now our new team virtual leader. 1 second better off than Arroyo on overall time gains. Galvez also at 2.5 minutes over the Peloton. Can he, with this descent coming up, can he ride solo and hang on to something? I don't know, but we'll see what he's capable of. Everybody's here. They didn't drop back too far. Bit of fatigue, but they're all okay. 2:15, but here's that descent. Okay, Galvez. I wish we had the Pro Cyclist Aero Tuck specialty at the moment. He needs to recover quite quickly on this descent. Two minutes over the Peloton. Pulling back some time. It's 12 kilometers.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Okay, still in recovery mode at the moment, but the gap's down to 137 now, so we're definitely going to have to pick it up if we're going to hang on. That's 10K. 128, 125. Okay, time to speed up, Galvez. Time to speed up. As we turn back. The race is on. There's the climb. 7K.
The pace seems much too high for many
Okay,
riders.
we need to be ready for Arroyo. So let's prepare something for Arroyo. We do not want to overtake Parachon, but we do want to be ready for something. So 95 is your obvious, and Igashin is the best climber, but he has no time gains. And Luxi's, there's your 3 punchers. So Luxi's, let's get those guys out here. Galvez is on the verge, out of energy. 99, just go full gas, whatever you got. Luxi's, it's a minute 12. Be great if Galvez hangs on, but if he doesn't, we are poised to go for 3 seconds for Arroyo, which would make it 9. It's already 50 seconds. He's done. He's done. So we're going to push it out. 3K, 95 effort for Luxi's.
The pack has just reeled in the
Sorry,
escape
Galvez. Pluto, protect Galvez. Galvez, hang on. Luxi's already going clear. Igashin, I want Igashin to take over and follow. Maybe we can get seconds for both Arroyo and Luxi's. We've split off the field. There's only 6 riders up here now. 2K to go. Igashin, just give your 99 and then lead out Luxi's and Arroyo. Keep keep that going. Watch. Ooh. Okay, what do we got? Oh, it's Van Aert. It's Matthews. They are going to be so hard to beat. Luke Shees, give a sprint. Igashin, try to follow. Might as well try to get 1 second for him. Okay, and then now Araroya, sprint it out. Okay, Luke Shees, follow Araroya, please. And I think we did it. I think that was what we were trying to do. It looked like Araroya was able to overtake him over the top. In terms of points classification, it does appear that way, as he was sitting up on the points. Well, I suppose we can double check. Sprint point. Oh, really? Okay, so Luke Sheets now has a 6-second advantage. Araroya has gained 8 seconds. And then Galvez has gained 7 seconds. You guys can all sit up now. We have a minute over the pack with Van Aert and Matthews. How about Igashin? Can you just keep working? Can we hold off the field and stay ahead and go win the stage? Probably not, but you never know. We were supporting Galvez. Sato's going to get dropped here. These guys all missed the big split, but there's a good chance that we'll get back up there. Pluto's protecting Galvez. We need his seconds. And it's ultimately coming back together, it looks like, but 40 seconds, you never know. This group might be able to hang on. Van Aert and Matthews not working, though, so that's just silly that they're not interested. Maybe when the 9 riders get here, they'll be interested, and maybe the 14 of us can ride on. There, now it's 14.
There are just 15
now it's 42. Left. Now we sit up. No point leading on. We want the rest of our team here. Well, I don't want the rest of our team here. But Igashin doesn't have enough in him to go on 13k solo. Kukalair, Gaviria, Damar trying to attack. Whole bunch of guys trying to attack. Maybe Lukshi's should go with them. He's in a good, strong position here. You never know, this thing might hang on. 7 riders ahead of the bunch. 2 riders ahead of the bunch. We're in contact again. Luke Shees needs to sit up and protect. He's got nothing left for another go.
10 kilometers remaining.
10k to go. Galvez hopefully survives, but this peloton is definitely shrinking. Be nice if some of the sprinters were gone. Uribe is okay. Pluto is there to lead him out still. It's going to make our chances of a sprint today possible. It's 7k, so
and they keep on attacking. Anyone that's
let's go 99 for everybody, and then we want Araroya to follow Uribe and follow Pluto, and Pluto, I said effort up.
And he moves on.
It would have been nice if you would have listened, because they just followed you back here. 6k to go. Christian Eiking off the front a little
5
bit.
kilometers remaining.
How we doing on these guys, by the way? Nobody's at the back. That's important. And we've got our guys out front.
The pack is back on level terms with
Also
the
very
group.
important. 4k to go. Uribe and Araroya both very low on energy, though. So 3k to go. And I have a feeling a lot of riders are, because Soren Kragh Anderson is going clear at the moment. 2.3k. Pluto. 1.5k. Give me your version of a sprint. Uribe, give me your version of a sprint. Araroya, sprint. Can we get a top 3? We can't get a top 3. Other guys look tired, but they were still struggling. Totally a Michael Matthews and Wout van Aert type stage. Obviously, we saw them in the challenge for that sprint earlier. And the punchy sprinters go
Riders
1-2.
bringing up the rear have
Inkhorn,
made it through
third.
sheer willpower.
Hershey
This
struggles to
stage was
fourth,
a
but
real
not a
strength
pure
effort.
sprinter. He's got good acceleration, obviously. Pedersen, same, fifth. I didn't even get in the top 10. Uribe was only 13th. Oh man, I thought he did better than that. Luke Shields was 90th. Hopefully that's still in the group. Galvez also at the back. I think we're okay on any sort of time differences there. But 8, 7, 6 seconds is all we've managed to gather for 3 separate riders. So in terms of the overall, we're still struggling. Merlier still leads. Buoni, Ewan on the podium. Matthews now up to 4th. Arroyo has come up and equaled Jacobs. Galvez is up there now too, just a couple seconds behind, and Luke Shee's a further 2 seconds back. So it's not 8.76 from the look of that, but anyway. Maybe we did get 10. Are we at 10? 24? No, it's 23. It's 9. So it wasn't 8.76. It was 9.75. So we did. Arroyo did get over the top of Luke Shees on that last one, based on what we're seeing right here. I thought he had. So 6th, 9th, 14th. Not a terrible place to be, but the team expects us to finish in the top 3, which means to even get any positive, a minor negative evaluation, we have to crack the top 5. And we're same on time, which means I really actually need to go in and play the last stage. That sucks. Wasn't planning on it. But that is all the time. This is already very long for the episode, so I suppose that's going to have to finish up next time. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.